You know what's holding you back?
It's not talent. It's not work ethic. It's the fact that you still care what they think.
Every decision you make, every move you consider, every goal you set, you run it through the same filter before you do anything with it. Will they approve? Will they laugh? Will they think I'm crazy for wanting this? You don't even notice you're doing it anymore. It's become automatic, muscle memory. Except muscle memory wins championships. This habit is costing you yours. Think about your morning. You wake up knowing exactly what needs to be done. The goal is clear. The path is right in front of you. And then before your feet even hit the floor, you start thinking about their reaction. Your friends, your family, the people at work. What are they going to say? How is this going to look? Is this too much? And just like that, the goal shrinks. The vision gets safer. You sand it down, shape it, make it small enough to fit inside the box they built for you, until it's something nobody can criticize, something nobody questions, something nobody remembers either. Or you're at work, someone asks for ideas, you have one, a real one, a good one, but you look around the room first, you read their faces, and you either water it down before you speak, or you say nothing at all. You go home that night and tell yourself you'll share it next time. There is no next time. There's just another room, another table, another version of you checking their faces before you open your mouth. That's not ambition. That's survival mode dressed up as humility. You want everyone to understand your journey. They won't. Do it anyway. Champions don't wait for understanding. People pleasers do. And that single difference right there is the entire distance between the life you're living and the life you're capable of. Every time you go looking for their validation, you're making a transaction you don't even realize you're making. You hand them a piece of your clarity, a piece of your conviction, a piece of your greatness, and they don't even know they have it. They're just living their lives while you're standing still, waiting on their signal to start living yours. You've been paying a price you don't even know you're paying. Every hesitation, every dream you quietly downgraded, every move you didn't make because you weren't sure how it would look. That was the price. Paid in silence, paid in slow, paid in years you don't get back. Later, I'm going to tell you about the exact moment I flipped the switch. The moment I stopped caring what any of them thought. The crowd, the media, all of it. And I'm going to tell you what happened after that. Because nothing was ever the same. But first, you need to understand what this is really costing you. Because the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets. Stop. Be honest with yourself right now. How many decisions did you make today to avoid judgment? How many times did you edit yourself before you even opened your mouth? Count them, because that number is the exact size of the cage you're living in. Here's what approval seeking actually costs you. And I'm not talking about pride, I'm talking about performance. Every time you need their validation before you move, you lose something. Clarity, gone. Because you're thinking about their reaction instead of the right answer. Speed, gone. Because you're waiting on a signal that was never coming. Conviction, gone. Because you can't commit to anything you're still asking permission for. Edge, gone. Just gone. While you're busy managing opinions, somebody else is executing. You had a dream once, a real one, big enough to scare you. Then somebody said it was unrealistic, too much, too ambitious, too far outside what they could see for you. And you listened, you adjusted, you brought it down to something they could accept. That's not adapting, that's surrendering. And the worst part, you called it being practical. You called it being smart. You were just afraid of being alone in your belief. And your fire, that intensity that makes you different, you dim it every time. Because someone called you obsessed, called you too much, called you difficult. Champions don't apologize for burning bright. People pleasers spend their whole lives turning down the flame so others stay comfortable. And then they wonder why nothing ever ignites. The people pleaser doesn't just lose games, They lose themselves, slowly, quietly, one compromise at a time, until the person looking back in the mirror is a version of you that you don't even recognize, a safer version, a smaller version, a version built for their comfort, not your greatness. Right now, their opinions are running your decisions. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. And facts don't change until you do. There's a switch. I call it the Mamba Switch. The moment you stop measuring yourself by their reactions and start measuring yourself by your own standard, that's when everything changes. Not gradually, not eventually, immediately. Everything shifts the moment you flip it. Your focus sharpens, your decisions get cleaner, your work gets better, because you stopped doing it for them and started doing it for something real. This isn't about arrogance. This isn't about attitude. This is a tactical advantage. The people still seeking approval, they're running with extra weight, dead weight, the weight of every opinion they're carrying that was never theirs to carry. I dropped that weight a long time ago. Let that sit for a second. The switch is just a decision. That moment I told you about, the one that changed everything for me, I'm about to take you there. Hold on. Because what happened in 2006 changed everything. I changed my number, 8 to 24, and every reporter, every analyst, every fan had an opinion about it, what it meant, what I was trying to prove, who I was trying to be. I didn't explain it to a single one of them because it wasn't about the number. Hashtag 8Kobe still cared what they thought, still felt the need to justify the last shot, still wanted the crowd with him, the media on his side, the narrative to be clean, still checking, still explaining, still needing them to understand. And that need, that invisible weight I was carrying every single game, it had a cost. I just didn't know how much until I put it down. One morning in 2006, I made a decision. Not a gradual shift, not a slow transition, a decision. I stopped asking, stopped explaining, stopped caring whether they understood my choices or co-signed my ambition. Number 24 walked onto that court without the weight. No more checking, no more justifying, no more apologizing for being exactly what I was built to be. That's when I became unstoppable. Not because I got better, because I got free. You want to know what that freedom actually feels like? It feels like clarity, like the static finally cuts out and all you can hear is the game, your game, not their commentary, your instincts, not their approval, your standard. Number 8, Kobe played great basketball. Number 24, Kobe played free basketball. And free is always more dangerous than great. Here's what changed. Number 8, before a big decision, there was always a half-second delay, a flicker. Am I going to catch heat for this? How's this going to look? That half second doesn't sound like much, but in basketball, in business, in life, that half second is everything. That's the difference between taking the shot and passing it, between making the move and waiting, between building your vision and managing their comfort. Number 24, no delay, no flicker, just decision, just execution. That's what the switch gives you. Not confidence, precision. Not arrogance, freedom. So now you know what the switch is. Here's what it does. Number change, everything changed. Not the game, the mind. Not the talent, the weight. The moment I stopped measuring my decisions by their reactions, everything that was already inside me finally had room to move. And you have that same weight right now. Every day you carry it. You know what you need to do. You've known for a while. But you're waiting for them to say it's okay. Waiting for the nod, the signal, the permission. They're never going to give it to you. Champions don't wait for permission. People pleasers do. And every single day you spend seeking that approval is a day you're not building what you actually want. Watch yourself this week. Every time you hesitate, every time you edit an idea before you share it, every time you scale back a goal because of how it might land, that's not caution, That's validation seeking. That's data. Your hesitation is your data. It shows you exactly where the cage still has walls. Your number 8 is right now. Still checking. Still carrying weight that was never yours. Your number 24 is a decision, not a destination. Not something you arrive at after enough therapy or enough time or enough success. A decision you make tomorrow morning, before anyone else wakes up, before you check your phone, before you read the room. Your number 24 moment is a decision, not a destination. And that decision is the only thing standing between who you are right now and who you're actually supposed to be. Every day you seek their approval, every single day, is a day you're not building what you want. Champions don't wait for permission. People pleasers do. The difference isn't talent, it is an opportunity. It's whether you're willing to move without their blessing. Coming up, you'll see how hate became my advantage. How the loudest room full of people who wanted me to fail became the most powerful fuel I ever used. And how yours can too. NBA Finals, Boston Garden. You want to talk about hate? That building was built on it that night. Every single person in that arena wanted me to fail. Not just lose, fail. The media had already written the story. Celtics in 6, Kobe chokes on the big stage, legacy questioned. I heard all of it, and I used every word. Every boo that came down from those stands, I turned it into a brick laid. Every article that questioned my leadership, I turned it into a rep in the dark. Every analyst who said I was done, too selfish, couldn't win the big one without Shaq, I stacked it all up, quiet, patient, and then I went to work. Championship number 5. While they were hating, I was winning. I didn't need them to like me. I needed to beat them, and I did. You think being hated means you're wrong? It means you're dangerous. Let that land. Because the moment you flip the Mamba Switch, the moment you stop meeting their approval, the most immediate thing that changes is how you process hate. Right now, criticism drains you. Somebody questions your goals and you spend 3 days in your head about it. Somebody doubts your ability and you start doubting it too. That's what approval seeking does to you. It makes their negativity your problem. But when the switch flips, their negativity becomes your resource. Their doubt becomes your data. Their hate becomes your fuel. You stop defending yourself because you don't need to. You stop explaining yourself because nobody who matters is asking. You just work harder, cleaner, more focused than anyone in that room who's still worried about being liked. The most dangerous person in the room is the one who doesn't need your applause. Think about that. The person who genuinely doesn't care whether you clap. They're free to do things the approval seeker will never attempt. They'll take the shot nobody else wants. They'll make the call everyone else avoids. They'll build in the direction nobody else believes in because they stopped asking for belief a long time ago. Being liked, that's the booby prize. It feels good, it's comfortable, and it will keep you exactly where you are. Being feared, being respected because of what you actually built, that's earned. Champions don't collect approval, people pleasers do. And the gap between those two groups isn't talent, it's what they do with the hate. You're choosing safe over great every day because great gets criticized and safe gets nodded at. Because great makes enemies and safe makes friends. Because great is lonely at the front and safe is crowded in the middle. Every champion, every single one has been criticized, questioned, doubted, written off. Difference is, we don't stop. People pleasers stop. Champions use it. If you've ever turned hate into fuel, if you've ever used somebody's doubt as a reason to work harder, drop something below right now. You already know the switch. You'll understand why later.
Here's the practical shift, the one you can make tomorrow. The next time someone questions your goal, your intensity, your ambition, don't defend it. Don't explain it. Don't water it down to make them comfortable. Write it down instead. Bank it. Stack it. Every piece of doubt they hand you is weight you can put on the bar. Every critic is a free training partner who doesn't even know they're working for you. Hate is not a headwind. It's a tailwind for anyone who knows how to use it. And now you know. You'll look back one day and realize the people who doubted you the loudest were just afraid of what you were becoming. Don't build their dream while they watch. Build yours while they talk. There's one more thing. Something about the last shot that reveals everything about who you really are. Everything about whether you've truly flipped the switch or whether you're still holding back. Hold on, because this one changes how you make every decision for the rest of your life. Take the shot. Miss it. Own it. That's freedom. I took the last shot every time. Didn't matter the game, didn't matter the stakes, didn't matter how the night was going. Crunch time, the ball came to me, and I shot it. Missed plenty of them too, more than people want to remember. And every miss came with a verdict. Selfish, ball hog, doesn't trust his teammates, puts himself over the team. I heard it all. You know what I never did? Apologized. Not once. Not to the media, not to the fans, not even quietly to myself at 2 a.m. when the replay was still running in my head. Because the moment you apologize for taking your shot, you've already told the world you'll pass it next time. And I was never passing it. I'd rather miss the shot and live with my decision than pass and live with someone else's regret wearing my name. That's what the switch gives you. Now let me tell you what that actually means. Outside of basketball. Every day you face a last shot. Not on a court, in a meeting, in a conversation, in the mirror at 6 a.m. when you're deciding whether to start the thing you've been putting off for 2 years. The last shot is the move only you can make, the decision only you have to live with. And every time you pass it to avoid the criticism that comes with missing, you hand a piece of your life to someone who isn't even playing. Approval seekers pass the ball to avoid blame. They dress it up, call it humility, call it being a team player, call it not wanting to be selfish. But here's the truth. They pass because if they don't shoot, nobody can say they missed. They're not protecting the team, they're protecting their reputation. And the cost of that protection is their own life, lived on someone else's terms. Free people take the shot. They miss it sometimes. They own it every time. Because freedom isn't the absence of consequences. It's action without needing permission for it. You move, you decide, you execute. And whatever comes next, win or loss, applause or silence, you carry it yourself. That's not arrogance, that's accountability. Accountability is something approval seekers will never understand. Because you can't be accountable for a shot you're too afraid to take. The shot you didn't take because you were afraid of their reaction. That one haunts you. The one you missed, that one you sleep with just fine. Because you know you pulled the trigger. You know you were present. You know you chose your own judgment over their comfort. And that knowledge, right there, is what the Mamba Switch actually feels like from the inside. Champions take the shot. People pleasers watch it go up and pray somebody else grabbed it. And then they spend years wondering why their life feels like someone else's story. Stop passing your decisions to people who don't have to live your life. Every decision you've been sitting on, waiting for their approval, their nod, their green light, that's your last shot. It's been yours the whole time. You've just been standing there holding the ball. Every shot you pass to avoid criticism, that's a moment of your own life you gave away. Not borrowed, not deferred, given, gone. And the people you passed to, they moved on. They don't even remember catching it, but you do. You'll always remember the shot you didn't take. There's something about what this whole switch adds up to that I need you to sit with.
because we're almost at the moment where this stops being something you understand and starts being something you decide. I can't relate to people who need everyone's approval. Never could. I've watched people, talented people, gifted people, people with more raw ability than half the guys I played against, spend their entire careers waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right support, waiting for enough people to believe in them before they believe in themselves. Still waiting. That's not a strategy, that's a sentence. And I need you to hear this clearly, because this is the part that matters most. The switch isn't a feeling you wait for. It's not confidence that builds over time. It's not something that arrives after enough success or enough validation or enough proof that you were right all along. You don't find the Mamba Switch. You decide it. Before the feeling comes, before the results come, before anyone else sees it coming. You commit to your own standard right now in this moment, and you let everything else catch up. Tomorrow isn't someday. Tomorrow isn't when you're ready. Tomorrow is the moment, the specific, concrete, no more excuses moment where you wake up and you stop asking, stop checking, stop filtering every decision through what they might think of it. Tomorrow morning, before anyone else is awake, before you check your phone, before you read the room, you make the decision, quietly, without announcement, without anyone watching. That's how the switch actually gets flipped. Not on a stage, not in a speech, in private, in the dark, where nobody can applaud you for it and nobody can talk you out of it. Stop asking for permission. Stop asking for permission. Stop asking for permission. Their approval or your legacy. You cannot have both. I made my choice in 2006. What's yours? Because every day you choose their approval, every single day, you are choosing against your legacy. Champions build legacies. People pleasers collect approvals. And at the end, when the dust settles and the noise stops, nobody gets remembered for how well they managed other people's opinions of them. Stop asking for permission. What did you downgrade? Who told you to? Why did you listen? What are you still waiting for? What does one more year of this cost you? Answer those questions. Not out loud, not to me, to yourself, right now. Because the answers are already there. You've known them for a long time. You just needed someone to stop being polite about it. Tomorrow morning, one decision, not a plan, not a system, one decision. You pick the thing you've been waiting for permission to do, and you do it without asking, without explaining, without apologizing, before anyone else wakes up. That's how number 24 starts. That's how the switch gets flipped. I don't need your applause. I need you to go do the work. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Tomorrow you flip the switch, or you stay a prisoner. Forever. Their approval or your legacy. You've been carrying their weight long enough. Put it down. Make your decision. Do the work. Job's not finished.